Shout out to all my hoopers out there because today we're going to talk about an experience that is like none other, and that is playing AAU basketball. And the thing about AAU basketball is that it's a dog eat dog world. If you go out there and you're not ready to be a dog yourself, buddy, you're gonna get eaten. It's the type of deal where you're thrown into the deep end of the pool, and guess what? Twin, if you can't swim, then you are going to drown, buddy. And I think that's one of the reasons why it was so great and why my team was so great, because those aspects, it was kind of thing where it's like, pressure can make diamonds or it can burst a pipe. And for me, I feel like it was a pressure makes diamond situation. So I'm so grateful and it was so fun, but it was also just like really, really entertaining. And there was always like something cool or interesting going on, or there was always some challenge to overcome, which like I said, I'm definitely better for it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't challenging, I think with AAU, I can't honestly, I can't wrap my mind around if the practices or the games were like more mind-boggling, because you go into practice. As a matter of fact, I remember my first practice. I'm like 15 years old. This is 16U AAU basketball. We're 15 and 16 years old. A couple of us are like 14. And half of the dudes had beards. And I mean, now granted, myself included. But still, it was crazy to see from other people. And then we had all kinds of different drills, and a lot of it, or not a lot of it, some of it was skills, but a lot of it was conditioning. It was conditioning, it was running. We had different kinds of drills. We had 17s, which was when you'd go to the sideline, you'd go from one sideline to the other sideline and then back. And then I think to the other sideline again, had to do that in 17 seconds. We had, or no, I'm lying. I think you had to do 17 line touches. So you had to go from sideline, like you start on one sideline and then you run to the other sideline. That's one sideline touch. You had to do 17 line touches in a minute and 30 seconds. Yeah, that's how they used to do it. And then we have down and back, so you have to run from one baseline down and then back. Had to do that in 9 seconds. We had this one drill. Ooh, this drill. I'm sorry to my past teammates, because I was always selling doing this drill. There was a drill where we'd be shooting free throws, and each person on the team, each and every person had to shoot. And if you missed, the whole entire team had to run for your mistake, had to get back in 9 seconds. But then guess what? Like I said, all these drills were timed. And if you did not make the time, then the whole entire team had to run again. Matter of fact, it got to such a point to where, I was lagging behind, because this was my first time playing in this kind of basketball league. I was lagging behind that our team captain had to run up behind me, and all of a sudden I felt bro's hand in my back, and dude was physically pushing me as we're running. My boy saying, come on, Mason, let's go. AAU basketball was crazy. And speaking of him, actually, we had this big three. There was this very known big three on the team. You could tell they were the big three because of how they moved and how they played. There was the team captain I just told you about. Bro was like 5'10". No, I'm lying. He was like 6', 6'2". Fastest guy you've ever seen, natural born leader. Love that guy to this day. Still checking on him. There was this other dude, he's 6'4", like a lanky slasher. Bro had crazy bounce. And, don't let him get the defender on his hip, because he will just shoot over you. And then we had this other dude who, was not human whatsoever. Bro was like 5'10", but then he was 200 pounds of straight up muscle. I mean, this brother was a brick of muscle. And then he had like a 40-inch, 45-inch vertical. So, he'd drive into the paint. And mind you, I'm a pretty sizable dude. I'm a pretty big dude. He'd drive into the paint and then just hit you in the chest. Just shaboom, hit you with that shoulder, knock all the wind out of your lungs. And then, who knows if it was a day where his knees were feeling good, he was liable to dunk on your head. I mean, practices were crazy. Like, I got a reality check real quick. But the thing about it is these practices weren't excessive, or they weren't just intense for no reason, because you would go on to see with how the games were played why the practices were the way that they were. Now, the thing about game time is that there were so many different occurrences or experiences that you could run across. And you always knew it'd be something. You didn't know what the something would be, but you knew it'd be something. May it be the kind of stuff my sister experienced, because all of my sisters were basketball players and they were all very skilled. And during my sister's career high basketball game, one of the career highs, I think she went on to beat that career high game that next year. But anyway, during the game, as she was saucing the girls up, she scored probably 30. And when she's 16 points into her 30-point game, this girl's mom starts yelling from the stands, check her birth certificate. She has no business on this card. Da, da, da. And I mean, of course, like, duh. It's easy to say that, when your daughter's getting sauced up by my sister. And the thing about AAU, too, is that sometimes, in basketball in general, not just AAU, but you wouldn't have, like, your uniform, or there'd be, like, a uniform issue or whatever the case may be. And the ref would kind of just let you play in anything, as long as it was up to dress code. So my sister scored a career-high game in a Bucky shirt. If I can find a picture of the Bucky shirt online, I'll put a picture of it on the screen. But it was just crazy. Imagine you have this one girl that you cannot guard, and she's absolutely frying your stuff in this Bucky shirt. Life's crazy. I know another thing that would happen to me all the time, and I'm pretty sure it happened to her, is that games would get real early in the morning. You'd have tournaments, and your first game would be real early in the morning. And so you'd walk into the tournament hall 6:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m., and your teammates, their heads are just down. I mean, they're in mourning. Like, them boys are grieving. And like, hey, y'all boys ready to hoop? Like, oh, let's get it. Nah, bruh, nah. We lost already, bro. Dog, what you talking about, bro? Dude, bro, Tarvell Johnson's on the other team. We're cooked. Bro, who is Tarvell Johnson? Who are you talking about? They'll look you dead in your eyes. Bruh, we're playing against Tarvell Johnson, bruh. He's a 6'9" point guard. He has a 53-inch vertical, and he has 10 offers, bro. He's going D1. Like, dude, what do you mean, bro? This is 16U. Nah, bro, we're playing against Tarvell, bro. We're fried. And one of two things would happen is that, number one, it would prove to be true, which has happened more times than I can count. I mean, playing against 7-footers, all kind of crazy stuff. Or number two, they would oversell it, and the dude would be trash. He wouldn't even be like as big and bad as they be talking about. It'd be crazy. But a crazy thing that I can say about that is sometimes it wouldn't just be one guy. I remember my team made it to the finals of this tournament, and we were warming up. We're looking around like, where's the other team? Like, did they forfeit, or like, what's going on? And then about 5 minutes until game time, they walk in, and when I tell y'all that other team was the Monstars, oh my goodness. You look over at the other team, all them boys were probably about 6'8", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 230, 240, 250 lean. Like, all of them just huge, skilled, and athletic. Except for this one player they had that was maybe about, like 5'6". He was maybe about 5'6". And the interesting thing is that everybody in that layup line was windmilling. I mean, you'd be warming up over on your side of the court, and, you just hear, hey, 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 oh my gosh, hey, you just hear the rim shaking. I mean, it really is scary to hear that from the other side of the court. And then you get to the 5'6" dude I was talking about, and you look over and you see him going up for the windmill, and he's just floating on clouds, going up for the windmill. I remember this exactly. He missed the dunk, and then his teammates started making fun of him for it. And my first thought was like, y'all are really making fun of this guy. Y'all are like a foot plus taller than him. But then I realized, wait, no. They're not making fun of him to be mean. They're making fun of this guy because he normally makes it. I took a step back. I'm like, man, are you serious right now? Like, is this who we're playing against? But the thing is, though, also, like I said, dog eat dog world. You can't back down, because even though I will admit we did lose that game, however, I think we only lost by 1 point. We only lost by 1 point. Now, I think it was kind of a bit of an iffy call from the ref. Now, I'm not the kind of guy. Let me slow down. I'm not the kind of guy to blame, a game on the refs. But I'm just saying, we held our own. We held our own. We did our thing. Man. AAU ball's crazy. Hey, y'all comment some of y'all's experiences down below. Let me know what y'all have experienced. Let me know what y'all have gone through, because I know some of y'all have some stories that sound a lot like mine, or that might even be crazier.